We will start this Dylan Larkin video with a tweet. Dustin asked the question on Twitter, why do American players bail on their teams so much? Eichel, Hughes, Johnny Gaudreau, Matthew Tkachuk, Dylan Larkin. I'm assuming Brady Tkachuk and Matthews will be next. Interesting food for thought as we start this commentary up. Now, I understand that that opening question might be a little inflammatory to folks that are reading it. Eichel, Hughes, Tkachuk, Gaudreau, these are all very different situations, and to put them all into the same basket would be a little misleading. The fact is, though, these guys all were American, and I do think it's quite the interesting note to bring up how all of them decided to leave. Most of them leaving Canadian teams, mind you. But Dylan Larkin isn't on a Canadian team, at least right now. He's a part of the Red Wings, and the captain of the Red Wings of 6 going on 7 seasons has officially asked to get removed from the Yzerplan. This could have been seen a mile away. When you think about last year, Larkin expressing his frustration with Stevie Y not getting any extra help at the trade deadline, the fact that the Red Wings imploded and just totally fell down a cliff after the Olympic break. This season, Larkin going on a team that was one of the top in the league to missing the playoffs by a decent margin whilst putting up 67 points in 74 games. Larkin is a guy that I think a lot of fans respect as a captain in the NHL. But this departure, the fact that he's jumping ship, it's putting a lot of people in a negative headspace about this guy. Let's go into some Red Wing fan responses and get into the question whether or not this actually is an indictment against Larkin as a player, as a person. Jeff Moss, DSR, went out there and posted this. Dylan Larkin has never scored 35 goals in a season. Dylan Larkin has never put up 80 points in a season. Dylan Larkin has been the captain of a team that has had collapse after being in playoff contention in March. Red Wings fans thinking Dylan Larkin deserves anything are silly. He has been a big part of the problem. And if he has been butthurt for 3 years because Yzerman played hardball in his contract and traded his okay, then I'm guessing he's a part of the reason this team is as weak-minded as a stormtrooper. Who exactly is he referring to here? I genuinely don't have any idea. Anyways, good riddance. Get some good prospects and build around Seider and Raymond. Maybe someone who can score at even strength. I've been an Yzerman critic for a few years, but this is one of the biggest sports IQ tests in a while. Now, I literally still do not know who they are talking about. Bertuzzi, Tyler Bertuzzi. Okay, sure, that's an interesting point to bring up. I don't really know if that's actually relevant, but still. You have fans going out there expressing this. Retired and Cute posted this. They said this really makes Larkin look like a whiny bee he's been purported to be. Captain of his hometown team, got the big long deal that he wanted. He was out there for a week straight, then came home after the Olympics and led his team to a historic failure of missing the playoffs. And now he wants out? You have another response from JFresh. As tempted as I am to unreservedly dunk on the Red Wings and the Yzerplan, and the many, many annoying members of the Red Wings fanbase right now, in my opinion, this is a pretty weak move by Larkin. JFresh responds, I get it, but asking out now, after the team made a win-now move like he wanted, and he was a big reason why they missed? This seems to be a percolating narrative around the Dylan Larkin situation in Detroit, akin to the Quinn Hughes situation with the Vancouver Canucks. By the way, Quinn Hughes very good buddies with Dylan Larkin, as it's been reported. Quinn Hughes was the captain of Vancouver, and the Canucks stunk. They had a great year in 23-24, but the years after were total chaos, and Quinn Hughes, just personality-wise, was nowhere near the captain-like figure he needed to be to navigate that situation and solve that situation on his own accord. Instead, he tried to shove it off to the side. All the rumors that came out about the Vancouver Canucks locker room in this era, they're all terrible. Everything that you hear from somebody on the street who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows somebody that was in the room, either Rogers Arena staff or whatever, there are some pretty damning rumors that have come out of the Canucks team the past few years, and Quinn Hughes never seemed to have had an element in trying to help that get better. Him deciding to leave the Canucks was okay, the Canucks suck, and he's a great talented player who wants to be on a great talented team. Understandable. But another part of it is like, hey, this guy was not captain material. Now, I'm not necessarily saying Dylan Larkin is not captain material as a player. For sure, we have seen over the years that he is a vocal guy, that he can be a leadership figure for the Detroit Red Wings, and as a player who was a Michigan Wolverine, and he's from Watersford Township, Michigan, he's a Red Wings fan from childhood, it just fits to have a guy like Larkin who plays the way he does and who puts himself on the line in the way he does as the captain of the Red Wings. At the same time, however, asking out after this kind of a season goes down, it doesn't feel really great, doesn't it? It doesn't feel proper. It's almost like Dylan Larkin is giving up on the Detroit Red Wings, which I guess is why you're starting to see sentiments getting put out there. Hey, let's face it, Dylan Larkin never scored 35 goals in a year. He never had 80 points on a year. Now, the Red Wings are going to have to go through some sort of a rebuild because there's no way in hell they're trading away Dylan Larkin and getting anybody better, right? They're not going to improve their team with this trade. The Yzer plan has taken a big step back before they could even take a step forward. They didn't make the playoffs this entire time, and now Dylan Larkin wants out. What, JT Compher's going to be number one center material now? I wanted to expand more on this tweet, though. Retired and cute, and the element of Larkin looking like a whiny something. Let's go out there and read these replies. He's looked like a whiny bee for a while. We, Red Wings fans, have just looked the other way because he plays for us. I can't wait for Wings fans to see how much of a flopper he is when he switches teams. We can hate on him together. Man, we are already starting to see Red Wings fans turn on Dylan Larkin in the same way Vancouver Canucks fans turned on Quinn Hughes. And I understand that it's a very human thing to cheer for a guy when he's on your team and then hate on the guy when he leaves because he wants to leave and he doesn't want to be a part of your team anymore. That, of course, is going to be a pretty big element to the Larkin situation. But seeing just some of the reports and how, according to Darren Dreger, Larkin, this trade request has been in the works for a while, there are multiple layers that go beyond that. Did management do enough? It is quite interesting, and I think that a lot of Red Wings fan discourse is going to center around the perception of whether or not Larkin was a guy that played his best or really displayed what he needed to display as the captain of the Red Wings post-Olympics. Wingnut says that he was a ghost after the Olympic Games. It's like he stopped giving a crap. Obviously, when your captain gives up, it's only going to spread to other players. Seider and DeBrincat were the only ones trying down the stretch, and it showed. Give Seider to see and go from there. He was also a ghost for weeks prior to the Olympics, where it was clear his top priority was avoiding contact so he could be healthy for Milano Cortina. I guess it worked out for him because he won a gold, but this also is quite similar to Quinn Hughes and his departure from the Canucks. This guy straight up stopped trying in his final few weeks as a member of the Canucks organization, and the moment it was reported he put in his trade request, that's the moment where Quinn Hughes stopped being effective. He tried doing everything himself. He stopped passing to teammates, and he just kind of stopped skating hard for the puck, too. It was a weird combination of him trying to be the hero, but also not even really caring enough to do much when he didn't have the puck. It was a very odd situation with Quinn, and it seems now Dylan Larkin is being put under the same microscope, a retrospective microscope, might you say, by Red Wings fans. So with that said, you can let me know your thoughts on the comment section below. Red Wings fans are turning on Dylan Larkin. Is this understandable? Is this not? Let me know in the comments all your opinions. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.